Okay, I'll remember how to do this. Give me a moment here. I switched the scene, didn't unmute myself. It's okay. I haven't streamed in like 10 months, so a little bit of a learning curve here. Anyway, how's it going? We have ourselves a little bit of a test stream this evening. It's not going to be very long. Probably an hour-ish, maybe 2. We'll see. We'll see. It's already kind of late on my side of things, and I do have work tomorrow, so can't go too late. But I wanted to do this test stream tonight because I wanted to make sure things were working great. So for the stream on Friday, everything will be good to go. I think I got all my settings squared away yet again. As always, whenever you come back streaming after a period of time, you have to do a bunch of setup to make everything work again because there's way too many fucking little things for streaming. Anyway, I think we're good. We're all good. So anyway, if you haven't heard, I will be streaming on Friday at about 4 o'clock my time, which is... I don't know what time that is server time. Let me see if I can figure that out in server time real quick. What is that? F10? Server time right now is 12:42, so it's +5 for me. So I will be streaming at 9 p.m. server time. 21 server time will be the start of my stream. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and what we're gonna be doing on that stream is the chaos, what are we calling this? The fusion overload event. I just keep calling it the chaos event. Not as in the person chaos, but as in an event that's going to be absolute, complete, and utter chaos. If you don't know what the fusion overload event is, it is an event that is basically, the whole reason it exists is because there is a new graphic engine coming out for Pristontale EU, and we need to do a beta test of that new graphic engine. What better way to do a beta test of a gigantic update to the game than have a ridiculous event attached to it? So, what is this ridiculous event? It is, and I quote, times 50 experience, times 10 legendary drop chance, plus 300% drops just overall, free aging, no breaks, and free premiums. It's gonna be fucking chaos. So this is a temporary server that will last 1 week. But unlike other servers, unlike seasonal servers, this will not merge to Babel when it's done. This is a one-off thing. So you may ask yourself, okay, well, why would I play this? Well, it comes with you get a title. I believe you get a title and you get like an icon if you're like one of the top or something. I don't know. Read it on the Discord. The Discord has a better explanation than I'll ever be able to give to tell you exactly what's going on. But basically, you'll be able to get something for your main account by playing the event. So you do get something for it, but you don't get to keep all the ridiculous stuff that you're going to end up getting from this ridiculous event. Will people hit max level on the first day? I'm wondering. Times 50 is a lot of XP. I mean, we used to say like times 50 back in the day when there was the first set of private servers, right? We would say that, but it was times 50 relative to the incredibly shitty default game experience rate. So times 50 times the original rate was still like not that crazy. I mean, it was crazy, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like that crazy. But we're talking times 50 XP compared to PTU's already accelerated rates. So it's gonna be ridiculous. I've already been trying to think about what my plan is gonna be on the first, like, what am I gonna do to start off? And it's like, I think my goal is just gonna be to walk directly to Cursed Land, is what I'm thinking. So what I'll do is maybe kill a couple things on the way. If I find something that's easy to kite or something, because I'm obviously going to be I'm obviously going to play some kind of range class. So I'm thinking maybe kite some monsters on the way out. And then I'm thinking by the time I even get to Cursed Land, I'll probably be level 40. And so I'll be able to go right into Dun 1, kill a couple things in Dun 1, level up to 50, or sorry, 45. 45 is the Dun 2 level now. Then kill a couple things in Dun 2, and then move right on to what? Fucking Battlefield? So, like, I'm thinking that within just the first couple of kills, you're already going to be, like, almost level 50. I would imagine. I mean, times 50 XP is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So it's going to be interesting. Hi, Svi. How you doing? Yeah, my Minnesota's backwards. That's because for this scene, I have the camera flipped. It's in the correct orientation normally, just not right now. Dark. It'll be like a fresh server, like a week season. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's just a brand new server. It lasts for 1 week, but it's not exactly like a season because you won't actually be merging your character to Babel afterwards. That would be ridiculous if that was a thing, but that's not going to happen. So it's a little bit different than a season. It's literally just a one-off server meant purely for testing purposes, and that's it. But I expect to have a good time. I don't mind playing servers that don't end up merging to Babel or whatever it is. I don't mind just doing, I don't know. For me, it's the fun in the event that you do. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to have a long-term gain from doing it. I just want to have fun in the moment. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a blast. So like I said, Friday at 9 o'clock server time, 9 p.m. server time, I will be streaming. It depends on how fast I can get home from work. My goal is for that. If I get delayed a little bit at work, maybe it'll start like a half hour later. We'll see. But it should be a fun time. But anyway, the whole reason for this stream today is we were testing things. I have not played Pristontale, like, legitimately in, good God. I think I picked it up for, like, a day when the hotbar stuff came out. But even then, I barely played. Because I think it was a little buggy when it first came out, and I just, like, said fuck it and just didn't bother with it. So I haven't really played since then. I think, like, the last time I legit played the server was, like, January, when I did, like, my little bits of streaming. That I was doing around New Year's. So it's been a while. Honestly, I'm old now. I can tell. I come back to the game and I'm not picking it up right away like I used to. I'm like having to remember what the fuck to do and like, where do I go? How does this work again? It's not like in my 20s when it was just like I could just pick the game back up in a moment's notice. I can tell I'm fucking 35 now. Been playing this damn game for over 20 years. It's ridiculous, but we still go, because you know what? It's still fun, and who the fuck cares about age? It's all just about what has fun. So, anyway, that's enough of me blabbing, even though that's basically the whole point of this stream is the blabbing. So, let's go to PT, shall we? All right. I think we're all set up here. Got everything squared away. No idea if the broadcast chat thing on the stream is working, but whatever. We'll figure that out. Not important. Oh, yeah. We're back. Pristontale EU. You know, I've been playing this. Well, okay, it's okay. I was gonna say, you know, I've been playing the server for X amount of time, but you know, that's not correct because I have barely played the server for like over 2 years. But I started playing on the server over 5 years ago, which is just like when I was doing the development stuff or started doing development stuff on the server. It was literally 5 years ago. From like right now, which just blows my fucking mind. I cannot believe it's been that long. It's just time since 2020 is just fucking time warp. And 5 years, I cannot believe it's been 5 years. Can't think of many games that I've come back to continually over that long a period of time. There's like 3 games in my life that I've come back to continually over 5 years. Pristontale, obviously. Pristontale EU specifically. And obviously Pristontale because, you know, 20 years, but whatever. Pristontale, Destiny, and Destiny because I've always been a big Bungie fan, and I really enjoy the game Destiny, even though right now it sucks. But Destiny I played for like a decade. And the third one, Skyrim. That game I still come back to constantly, and that's on what? Year 14 right now. So there's like 3 games in my life that I've played continuously over a long period of time, and one of them is this server, not just Pristontale, but PTEU specifically. And that just goes to tell you how damn good this server is. I mean, I'm a little biased, obviously, because I had a little bit of input on things for a period of time. So yes, I kind of have an attachment to PTEU. But at the same time, like, there was a reason I got attached to PTEU in the start, and it was just because it was such a damn good server. Like, I wouldn't have put the effort I put into any other Pristontale server Except I did it for PTU because it meant it was just, I was so good. It was so good. Even in its early days, before it had so many of the updates it has now. Like, it pulled me in the early days because it was not afraid to be classic. I know using the term classic to describe PTEU nowadays doesn't really make much sense because it's definitely evolved well past that. But when I first got to this server in 2020, it was still trying its best to be classic. In what I mean by that is it wasn't afraid to have people playing in the early game maps. It wasn't afraid to have people playing in Bamboo Forest. And it was fine with that. It wanted people to still play through every aspect of the game. Now, was it fun playing through those early maps back in the original PTU? Not really. They were empty. We didn't have seasons at the time. Everybody who played at the time was like 8x, 9x when I started the server. And I got really lucky when I started playing PTU because I found somebody in... it might have been Bamboo Forest or somebody. I found somebody starting the same night I did. And so we partied up with each other on that first night. You know, we chatted a little bit. Eventually we hopped in a Discord call and we ended up playing together all the way until 8x. Actually, probably 9x, which it was a lot harder to get to 9x back then. But so maybe we didn't make it to 9x. Maybe it was only 8x. I don't know. Whatever. It was 5 years ago. I don't remember anymore. But yeah, that helped a lot. Just being able to have that person that I was able to connect with the entirety first bit. And I you know, if I didn't have that, honestly, maybe I wouldn't have stuck with the server. But because I had that, because it all worked out, it was great. It was such a great time. And that leads us to today. 5 years later, a server that has gone through immense amounts of updates over time. I mean, I think back to those original. Like, you can actually, if you go on my YouTube and you go to my PTEU streams playlist, go all the way back to the beginning. I think I'm up to like, I don't know, 100 streams or something in that playlist. You go all the way back to the beginning, you can see some of my first ever streams of PTEU, and you will be shocked. If you didn't play the server back then, you will be absolutely shocked at just how different things are. The skills are different. The items are different. Now the graphics are going to be different. Just so much. Obviously didn't have the hotbar thing that we have now. I'm trying to think of even all the different things that changed. It was just so much. Fusion levels, that's a whole thing that came into existence since I quit the server. Skills 2.0, I mean, that was the original massive update to the game. Skills 2.0 was such a game changer. Yeah, it updated so much stuff and made so many things more usable, and just, we could actually, like, if you didn't know it, the original way that this server's code worked. This server was based on Fortress PT, which was a previous private server from a while ago. The code was originally based off of that. And basically the people who had made Fortress PT hard coded all of the values for all of the different skills. So say you wanted to make a skill 10% more, do 10% more damage, you had to literally change the game executable to change that 10%. Which, if you know much about game development stuff, you realize how crazy that is. Because it would be so much better for something like that to be stored within a database that could be more easily updated without having to actually update the entire game code. So that was a big part of what Skills 2.0 was Ironfish, or Iron, I think as he goes by now. One of the original like main devs was literally like deciphering all of the code from the original game, breaking it all down, and figuring out how to input our own damage values into these systems so that we could have it customized. But it's more than that. I mean, he did so much more than that. Like, he literally rebuilt the skills, many of them, because, you know, he added things like element types, right? Because skills didn't used to have element types. They didn't have to use they didn't have like fire damage or frost damage and all that stuff. And so that was when that change came to be. And let's see if we can load up. Wait, where's the... Oh yeah, there's the elements. There, Glacial Spike. You can see in the upper right corner of that the little thing there that means it's like, what, ice damage, frost damage. So So that was a whole thing, adding in that aspect of things, so that way the elements, the resistances, we actually made it so resistances actually matter in the game, which if anybody knows from back from the original game, resistances were basically worthless. In fact, some classes, oh, sorry, I'm not on mech right now, but when I am on mech, mech had a skill that was, what was it? Poison resistance. There was a skill specific for poison resistance in a game that didn't even use resistances. Fighter had one too. Fighter had a fire resistance skill that literally did nothing. So that's where the poison resistance skill for mech turned into electric overload, the skill we have now. And nowadays, I honestly, I couldn't even imagine playing a Pristontale server without electric overload. It just fit so well within the character's like kit, and it just it feels, I mean, maybe again a little biased, I had a big part in making electric overload, but at the same time, like, I think it just fit in really well. Sorry, I think it fit in really well with the kit, because it's all about electric and speed and stuff like that, and that's really a big thing about mech is speed. Yeah, anyway, and then what do we do for fighter? Fighter, we got rid of fire resistance, and what did we put in? What was the skill? What was the new skill for fighter? Oh, was it their party buff, right? I play so little fighter, I don't actually recall what our new skill. I think it was a party buff though, because they did get a party buff. I don't remember. Anyway, there's a couple skills like that in the game that we ended up removing pointless skills and adding in brand new skills. But yeah, good stuff. So many changes, so many updates, and like I said in my YouTube video, I'll post the link to my YouTube video again, because that's me just talking about the stream on Friday. Like I said in the YouTube video, it's just like the server's never been in a better place. It's truly done so well for itself, and it just like it's been so hard in this Pristontale community, or this Pristontale server world. It's been so hard, it seems, for like servers to really stand out really well. I think really you can only argue, I feel like you can only make the argument that there's only one other server that has been able to stand out, and that's of course Warframe. Or not Warframe, Wartail. It's been too long, man. I can't even remember how to say their name right. And I feel like that was so dominant for so long, it just didn't seem like there was going to be another server that could match it. And we have that server now, and it's good, because we needed a different approach to the game. I've said it many times over the years, but I very much disagree with the approach that Wartail took with Pristontale. And I'm happy that we have a server to go to that took things in a different direction and has really given us what PT always deserved. Seasonal servers are, again, little biased. I was directly involved with the whole idea for seasonal servers. But I think seasonal servers were the biggest game changer ever for Pristontale. So if you don't know, seasonal servers actually started from a conversation on this very stream with Chaos. It was one of my early streams of the game, I don't know, 5 years ago, sometime in the summer. And we were just chit-chatting back and forth, and both me and him at the same time had the same realization. We were like, what if we did seasonal servers? That would fit this game so well. And we're like, that could be fucking awesome. Because you really want to get all the people together to level up together at the same time, because that's how you make those early maps full of people. So it was like a couple of days after we had that conversation, Chaos already announced it to everyone on the server. And those early days of the seasonal idea, there was a lot of pushback. The Pristontale community didn't understand. I think a lot of them had never played games like Path of Exile or Diablo. They didn't really understand why you would ever want to play. What I think a major complaint that people had in those days was like, why would I want to replay the game? Like, Why would I want to play through the early levels again? Like, to them at the time, the only thing really that people seemed to care about was the late game stuff. They just saw the early game as an inconvenience that they would never want to play through again. And it did take some convincing. There was some people that were like, oh, okay, this sounds like a good idea right from the start. But I do remember in those first couple of seasons, there was a lot of people that just didn't participate in the season. They just didn't understand why we were doing it. There was a lot of confusion where people are like, oh, well, what's going to happen to my character when it's over? We tried to be very vocal about the fact that it merges the Babel, but people still didn't understand, because historically in a Pristontale server, if you have a new server, that's a different thing. There has never, at least from my knowledge, been a server where a new server has started up that then merges to the main server. That was never a thing. So it took a bit of teaching people about it. And, you know, like I said, those first few seasons, there was pushback. There was people against it. But in the end, I think it's been one of the most important things that Pristontale EU ever did. Because it's such a great way to bring new people into the server. It gives people an easy starting off point where they can experience the game like you did when you were a kid. You get to play with other people in the low-level maps. Think of it. It's still so amazing to me that because of the way things are set up, that we can still experience this game, this fucking 25-year-old game, at these lower-level areas with other people. Like, by all means, this game was obscure when it came out. This game didn't have players when it first came out. So imagine what it has now 25 years later. It still doesn't have very many players. So the idea that you can actually get people coordinated enough to play through these early game levels together is just outstanding. And I think that is a lot of changes that this server made were vital to its success. But I do think that Seasons was probably the #1 biggest thing that this server did that had the biggest impact. So, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm sad that I haven't been too much around the game for the last few years. I think it was recently. I just had the 2-year anniversary of me announcing that I was quitting the development team and the GM team. And basically since those days, I really haven't played much at all. I needed a break for a while, you know. I really did put a lot into this server for those years during the pandemic. Though some of those years were some of the hardest years of my life. And PTEU was such an aid during that time, because it gave me something to focus on when I really needed something to focus on. And it was great. I really did like it, but I definitely reached a point after those 3 years that I just needed to pull myself away from the project. I needed to focus on my real life and get healthier, improve things, and just deal with life itself and focus a little bit less on a 20-year-old video game. But I think those 2 years have paid off considerably. I mean, if you've seen any of my streams from even 10 months ago, you'll probably notice I've lost a bit of weight. I've gotten way healthier. Especially, I had a stream pop, or what was I doing? I was doing some research. So I was looking through some past streams, trying to find something. And I loaded up a stream of me, I think, at my peak weight. And oh my god, I just could not believe how different I look now. I've lost... What is my... I always have to convert this to kilograms because I'm a dirty American that doesn't know my quick conversion to kilogram. I've lost 77 kilograms since my peak weight. And I was at my peak weight when I was working on Pristontale. So I've gone through quite a big change in the time that I've been away from the server. And yeah, it's been nothing but good. But yeah, good stuff. Still a great server. Still love it. I'm glad that people still seem to be enjoying it a lot. You know, I was always concerned that PTU and just Pristontale servers in general, I was always afraid that they were always going to be losing players. Like, the way I always thought about it was there's only a set pool of players that are really there for the game, and because they're the ones that played it growing up, right? And you're not really going to get many new players to the game. At least this is what I felt. I think in time I've kind of changed my thoughts on this, but this is how I used to feel. I felt like you weren't going to really get many new people. And because of that, I felt like over time, you were only going to have less and less people on a server. You were going to hit a critical point where you've appealed to as many people of the original community as possible. But then over time, you just keep losing those people because, you know, real life stuff comes up or other things that are going to make people stop playing the game. And I was always of the opinion that a server like this or a server like any of them is just going to keep losing people and eventually fall. But I think I might have underestimated the amount of people out there that are still interested in a game like this, because I'm looking at the Discord and it's like we're still getting new people constantly, which is crazy to me. I feel like if you have any kind of small interest in Pristontale and you still haven't heard of PTEU, that's just crazy to me. So I think there's that. I think there is still enough people to appeal to that the server is still going to keep increasing. But also that I think I underestimated the appeal of this game in other markets. Like the obvious one I'll say, Brazil. Like I think I come at this game with a very much, you know, US North American perspective, but I don't really come at it from a perspective of, you know, the many Brazilian players we have on the server. And it seems to me like to them it's like it doesn't matter that it's so old. There's still a huge amount of appeal there to play this game, which is great, and that's what's really another thing that's been growing the server, and it's great to see. I think if you would have asked me 5 years ago if I thought the server would have a good population in 5 years, I probably would have said no. I probably would have said that it would have passed its peak and it was just going to go downhill and that was going to be it. But no, it's held fine. And, you know, I'll still tune in. I sometimes tune in to Dysmorphia. Shout out Dysmorphia. I'm sure if you're around the Twitch sphere of PTEU, you probably know her channel. But I pop in her streams where she streams Bless Castle on Saturdays. I'll pop in those and see here. Let me I'm gonna post her channel in chat. And you know, still full of people, everybody's playing, and it's great to see. You know, I have my opinions about Pristontale PvP. I've made those known in the past. I won't get into that now. But you know what? If people are having fun, I don't care. You know what? Do whatever you want to do. It's great. So okay. This has been, what have I been streaming for? A half hour, and I've just been blabbering the whole time. Then again, this was the whole point of this stream. We weren't really going to play too much. Or we are going to play, but it's not going to be anything hard. It was just going to be a chatting with you, just talking about the past. But let's go to the future, shall we? Yeah, what do we got to do? What do we got to do here to get ready to go? So I'm on my season 2 priestess, which rocking my season. What titles do I have on this character actually? I have Christmas 2024. Should I throw that one on? I guess I was playing this character last year during the Christmas event. But yeah, this is my season 2 priestess, which I got. What level did I get her to in season 2? Probably like it wasn't I did hit 10x. I think I was like I think I was like 92 or 93. Now keep in mind, season 2 experience rate was way different than what we have now. So I won't say getting to 92 or 93 was impressive. It definitely wasn't. There was people who got much higher than that during the season, but like it wasn't simple. I would assume, based on what I know about the XP rates nowadays, getting to that level in season 2, I mean, people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that would probably be equivalent to like hitting max level nowadays. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong in that, but I feel like since max level has become a much more obtainable thing, especially in the last season, I would think that it's pretty equivalent, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. That was a long time ago. Season 2. When was season 2? Was that like, when was season 1 actually? Is that like November 2020? Right? Wasn't that like late 2020? I think it was like late 2020. Maybe October. And then season 2 was like what, March or something of 2021? I think that's about where the timelines were. Somebody can somebody remembers the exact days, let me know, because my memory's shit. So all right. Let's play some Pristontale, shall we? Let's go kill some things. We are gonna go, you know what, we're just gonna walk. We could, you know, take the boat or something, go faster, but I just wanna chill through PT. I wonder, so I know a little bit about the new graphic engine. I know obviously that it's improving the lighting. Does it improve the render distance? I don't know if it's actually, yeah, I think it might improve the render distance. I'm thinking back to some of the pictures I've seen. And maybe this is just a Land of Chaos issue. I don't actually remember. Oh yeah, did you and then there was the thing today that Chaos posted. You might have missed it if you weren't really looking at the Discord today. That there's like an animation smoothing thing that happens now. Let's see if I can. How far back do I have to scroll to find that? Like maybe I can throw that on stream. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. It's cool from a technology standpoint. Yeah, here we go. I found it. Okay. What's gonna be the best way to show this on stream without revealing all sorts of private information about myself? Well, I don't think you'll really be able to see anything here, so we'll just slide this over. Okay, so here. It's not playing. I know why it's not playing. Okay, well, we can't do that. So I have this stupid issue right now with my computer. This is by far one of the stupidest things, one of the weirdest things too that I've ever had for a computer issue. When I have my mic plugged in, this one right here, the one we are using, I can't play a YouTube video. Someone explain this to me. And apparently I can't play this video either. So apparently this mic, which is a little broken, apparently I've had it for like 5 or 6 years. Apparently there's an issue where it's like constantly sending a key press or something, which makes no sense. I mean, it's a mic. Why is it sending key presses? And that key press is making it so that certain video things just don't work. And another weird one, it's not just video that doesn't work. I can't drag tabs out of Chrome. That's it. Like, I just can't drag a tab out of Chrome. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's a mic. If I unplug it, it works instantly. Those two issues go away right away, so I know it's the mic's fault. It is one of the strangest computer issues I have ever seen in my life. But it is an issue. So anyway, this makes streaming a little interesting, because it means if I try to like play a YouTube video on stream, well, that's not gonna fucking happen. Anyway, I've been dealing with that. Now I just have to have my mic unplugged all the time when I'm doing stuff, so. Anyway, blabbing and blabbing on tonight. But whatever, that's what we're here for. Yeah, let's get some tunes playing, shall we? It wouldn't be an Ash stream if we weren't listening to some drum and bass. So let's get some D&B rocking in the background. And let's go see if we can get a spawn and kill some things. Try out the new toolbar. I haven't really done too much with the toolbar here. Just got like the basic skills. Let me tell you, I had to rack my brain for a little bit to even remember what my basic skills were for this class. It's been that fucking long. But we got it. We're all good. Who is that? Is what armor is that? Oh, that's the Forge of the Ancients armor, right? I think that's the Forge of the Ancients armor. I think it would be really fun to actually get to Forge of the Ancients. Forge of the Ancients is probably my favorite. Hey, fuck off. Forge of the Ancients is... Whoa. What is going on? We're gonna need that new graphic engine quick. It's probably my favorite map that ever got added into the game. As like a added by... I mean, I should say, it's not technically PTU who made the map. I think a different server made the map. But I've always really loved the way that it was integrated into the game. Again, biased. But the whole thing where you can walk into Iron 3 from Iron 1, that was something I really pushed for during development. Because I really liked the classic approach that we had with maps where, like, you walked into maps, and I'm really sick of this approach that like this map has where you just teleport into maps. I find that to be so much less fun. It's so much easier from a development standpoint, so I understand why people did it, but it's just not as fun. So that's what I really liked about Forge of the Ancients, was that we made it something that you could access, which was a little bit of a pain because it did have to be modeled in order to make that happen, but I think it was worth it. Okay. How we doing this? Oh my god, we're almost dead. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so we're almost dead again. Oh my god. Okay, alright, we are, yep. Should I have just run directly into a double yellow? Of course I should have. That's exactly what I should have done. Oh, a little bit of lag there, picking up the gold. So does the old cooldown thing not show anymore? The one that I made? Oh my god, I am getting my ass kicked. To be fair, this character is not very tanky. In fact, this character's build is completely fucked. And I've known that for a long time. I just haven't gotten around to fixing it, because I don't play seriously enough to fix things. Like, you'll see that I'm using a shield with this character. Shield priestesses have not been, like, a viable thing in probably 3+ years at this point. But this is the same shield that I was rocking on this character back in, like, Season 2. And at this point, I'm just attached to the thing. Alright, well, took a moment here, but, you know, Pristontale, it's like riding a bike. Especially a priestess. Let's see. Can I do my can I start doing weapon swaps? Weapon swaps for chain lightning. Yes, I did just have to look up what the name of the skill was. I had completely forgotten it was called chain lightning. Look, it's been a long time, alright? So here's my thoughts. Because this is my first time playing with the new cooldown or the hotkey bar. It's nice, but there's some major problems here. We really need to be able to see when it's off cooldown easier. I feel like I am absolutely visually straining to be able to read that text and see when that's off. Like, oops, wasn't paying attention. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm just too old and my vision sucks. But I feel like the bar is just too small. I feel like the skill bar is too small. I think it needs to be like 30% larger. Because that text is just too hard to read. And it's too hard to see the cooldown spinny thing. Again, maybe I'm just old. Maybe no one else has issues. Maybe I just need to get used to it. But it does feel a little lacking. Jeez. Whew. And I die quick, man. I think my problem is I haven't really played much since like things got rebalanced a couple of times. And there was definitely a time in the past of PTU's balancing where like you just could not die, essentially. Like there was one season that I, just to prove a point, I played a pure archer that only used like a level 1 armor. That was it. Like I didn't even, no, it wasn't a level 1 armor. No. It was no armor. I thought the game was so easy at that time, and I don't remember what season this was. I don't know, 6, 7, somewhere around there. I felt that the server had gotten so easy that I wanted to prove that I could make it to like 10x without ever dying playing with no armor. And I didn't make it to 10x, not because I died, but just because I quit. But I definitely got to like 95 without ever wearing a piece of armor. And we are definitely past those days now. Party request. Sure, why not? Oh, you know what? I didn't pick up any... Yeah, whatever. I was like, I don't think I picked up any quests or anything, but... Let's be honest here. We're not playing for efficiency. Let's see. I should probably buff them, huh? Bug. I am trying to remember how to play. Oh, I'm dead. Skill bugged. Oh god, that must suck. Oh, here's a fun little development feature. You know how you can see the skills that other players are using? Yeah, in party, when you're in a party with people now? That was never a feature that was intended to be added to the game. That feature got added to the game because Iron was playing a season one time, and he was like, I want that feature. So he went and coded it like that day to be added to the game, and then it got added in the next update. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was definitely something that was like wanted, but it wasn't like directly on the development like agenda. Okay, I need to figure out... Yeah, there we go. That's the button combo. Dude, these Zetons, man. Holy shit. I am so fucking dead. Oh, that's it. That's it. Yep, that's it. Holy shit. Getting my ass kicked. I definitely do not have good enough gear for this. I'm like wearing all common gear and yeah. Let's see, can I see this? There we go, Noctar party. I like that it's hard though. Oh god, I'm about to die again. I do like that the game is harder. Alright, I finally get to use the auto clicker. Oh, I also probably should be using my crystals too, huh? Because the game's kind of balanced around people always having crystals now, isn't it? Oh my god, I can actually use crystals while my auto, well, quote-unquote auto clicker is running. Back when I used to actually use an auto clicker, you had to be so careful about, like, using anything else while it was running. But now that it's built into the game, you get a lot more freedom. Oh, I don't have game audio on, my bad. My bad. But right now it's we're gonna turn down the game audio a little bit because Mage using Dia blasting the speakers. Yeah, I think I need to balance the audio a little bit better. Yeah, I think the days of being able to play 3 characters at once are over. I mean, unless I guess you got better gear. I am playing so inefficiently right now, but I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it. What is my stats? Yeah, I'm base health. I'm definitely not helping my case here. What? Why am I not using... Oh my god. Sorry. I was hitting my health potion multiple times and nothing was happening. I really miss the old cooldown notification thing. Is there a setting I can turn that back on, I wonder? Because like I said, I don't think the hotbar is not... It's not visually... It's just not doing enough. Oop, a little bit of lag. Speaking of lag, how many frames have we dropped? Not too bad, not ideal, but I'm on a worse internet than I used to be. So let's see. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Damn it. So that was partially what this test was for. Or what the stream was for. Test to see how well the internet holds up. Should I start streaming to YouTube right now too at the same time? I didn't set anything up for YouTube stream. Maybe at the end of the stream we'll just do a quick little 10-minute YouTube thing. Just to see if it's working on YouTube. It's much better to stream on YouTube because it doesn't send like a notification to people, or do like testing on YouTube since it doesn't like bother people. So maybe we'll do that. That's right. Part of this is that you can now double tap to use a skill, right? That's like a thing now. So what happens if I... Okay. So if I double tap Chain Lightning, it still doesn't use it because it requires a target. Yep, okay. So it's still doing the same... Okay. Isn't there a setting where it auto targets? I must have turned that off. Maybe I have to look into that. The purist in me kind of hates the idea of an auto target, but at the same time, like, I get it. Times have changed. Like, relatively recently, I started trying to play old Elder Scrolls games. Because, you know, I really liked Skyrim, and I played the Oblivion remaster, had a lot of fun with that. So I was like, you know what? Let's take a look at some of the older ones than that. Let's take a look at Morrowind. And, you know, I bought it for, I don't know, $5, whatever it was. It was cheap. And I started playing it a little bit. And, you know, it was all right. But there were some things about it that were just, like, really bad. If anybody's played it before, you probably know what I'm talking about, and it's the hit detection thing. The fact that every time you attack somebody, it basically is a dice roll on if it actually hits. And you know, that mechanic got me thinking. It's just like, yeah, games do need to evolve and change, and yeah, maybe certain things that I like just because of nostalgia, like the fact that, you know, auto-target isn't a thing. Maybe it's okay to change your opinion on that. Because, yeah, it's just for the better. Not even using a force right now? No, I'm not even using a force. I swear I know how to play this game. So one of the other reasons why I'm feeling a little bit better about playing more Pristontale again. So one of the things that was actually pulling me away from Pristontale was my vision was getting really bad. But long-time viewers will probably know this because I would talk about it a lot. But it made it so that every time I played the game, I would feel really anxious because I would just notice my vision being shitty. But recently, a couple things happened. I got a new prescription, which I didn't even think it was the prescription that was bad. I just thought I was having different vision issues, but apparently it was just a bad prescription. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is I got these new contacts that are like way better at not drying out. And so my vision is just way better than it used to be. So playing this game has become a lot easier than it was before because I can actually read what's on the screen again. I honestly didn't think it was going to be so easily fixed, but went to the eye doctor and they're like, yep, we can totally do something about this. Like, hell yeah. I thought I was just getting old. But nope, not yet. I mean, it's going to be happening soon, but not yet, thankfully. Like, I was at the doctor and they were like, yeah, you know, when you hit 40, you're going to start having vision problems seeing up close. And I'm like, ah, fuck, don't tell me that. Don't tell me I only got 5 years left of this. But that's life. I gotta be perfectly honest. I am not using the hotbar to like check my cooldowns at all. I'm still just completely old schooling this, and I'm just checking my cooldowns by swapping skills. I'm, you know, my vision is better. So, like, I can read the numbers and stuff on the bar. It's just, it's so small. And the color behind it, the thing that, you know, the dial type thing that shows black. Oh, hey, my, party mate leveled up. Oh, no, 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 no. I can't, you fucking did it. Ugh. Don't you love when that happens? When you just know you're gonna die 5 seconds before you actually die? If I'm gonna keep playing this character, I have got to start getting better gear. This is just so bad. It's like playing a character that has been where everything else has been power crept for the last like 3 years, and your character is still stuck in 2022. Like, do I even have oh, I do. I do at least have affixes on my gear. And it's definitely not all the gear's fault. It's also my own fault for being completely out of practice right now, but I'm not saying it's not also the gear's fault. What's my armor? +8 Phoenix Row. All right, I mean, yeah, it's a little Phoenix Robe, level 95 in a 102 map. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty far behind. Probably do better with a uncommon 102 robe with the simple mix on it or something. Would probably be better than a +8 95. This robe was badass though when I got it. Because at the time getting were those 90C? I think they were called 90C items at the time when I got this robe. And those were hard to get. Those were rare items. Selling ether core, hell yeah. Oh good, there's another person here. Alright. Oh, I should have buffed them before I did. Alright, well, whatever. I don't have an ether core. I guess I literally did need to buy that ether core that somebody just was jokingly trying to sell on the trade chat. Alright. Cool. Alright, that was a good test. Things seem fine. We're dropping a few frames every now and then, but I think we're gonna be okay in the end. Alright, let's one last thing here. I'm gonna head over to YouTube. I hate YouTube's live streaming stuff. How do I just remove the thumbnail? What the fuck? It's forcing me to use the thumbnail I have from my last stream. Do I have anything I can just post on this? Yeah, we'll just use this image. We're not gonna put this on a playlist. No, it's not made for change. No, it doesn't have paid promotion. Jesus Christ, how many things do I have to agree to now to start a YouTube stream? Alright, save. Okay. Okay. Try this. I'm probably just gonna end up deleting this YouTube stream afterwards, but okay, we should be good to go. Let's go. Oh, I see. Oh, we're dropping frames. Oh, nope. Okay, nope. 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 Oh god. Okay, we back? Can you see me now? Okay. Yeah, no, we are not streaming to YouTube also. I saw my frame drop just tick straight up. Yeah, no, that's not happening. we have absolutely maxed out the upload speed that the internet here can handle. Which I might be able to fix someday because we did just get fiber internet installed in this neighborhood I'm in. But now we have to actually like sign up for it. So if we get that, then I will have no issues at all. But for the time being, definitely going to have issues. So we will not be streaming to YouTube on Friday. That is official. Well, good. That was worth the test. So, all right. Well, it was a short stream. I said it was going to be a short stream. Only an hour and 15. I blabbed on for like 40 minutes of those. But it was good. We learned a lot. And we're ready to go for... Oh, and I'm dropping frames again. Good. Whatever. That just might be the norm. We might just drop frames on occasion. Oh, anyway. That was fun. I'm glad I got to talk a little bit. Play a little bit. Die a few times. More times than I feel comfortable with. But, this is the nature of a shitty character and a person who hasn't played in 10 months. Anyway. Good time. So, reminder. Friday. I'll be back streaming. 4 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock server time. We are going to be playing the new crazy server. Hopefully, since I'm starting 4 hours after it starts, hopefully all the bugs and crashes that are bound to happen with a new server launch are hopefully fixed by the time I get online. So, look, I've been around here long enough. I know what happens on these launches for these new things. It sometimes tends to be problematic. Anyway, yeah. So hopefully I'm on by the time it's fixed up and we're good to go, and we're going to play for a good amount of the night, and we're going to have some fun, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. But hope to see you there. Again, check the Discord if you're unaware. Look at the Discord. There is information on when this is happening and more information about like what you'll get out of it and all that's going to go down. And yeah, that's about it. So no stream tomorrow, but I will see you Friday. Have yourselves a good rest of your night, everybody. Take care.